Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. So apparently we only have Commander leaks today, even though the set shows that all the cards have been leaked except for two. It's showing 269 out of 271. Eh, I don't know. Like I said, it's been a weird series. But today we go over the Commander section, and then tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about Magic Arena, and then we'll start back up with some box opening series afterwards. So look forward to that. Don't forget to subscribe. Try and get to 1,000 peeps. Really appreciate it. Those who have, thank you very much. So let's go into it clump style. A little clumpy clumpity for Commander Leaks Phyrexia. So first off here we have, looks like Vishgraz, the Doom Hive. Green, black, white for 2. Legendary Inspect has Menace Toxic 1, so 5 for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you create 3 colorless mites that also have Toxic 1. Can't block. Um, and it gets +1/+1 for each poison counter your opponent has. So that's actually not a bad combination. However, um, I mean, it is going to be the Commander Might deck. I'm sorry. It's going to be the toxic deck for Commander. It's going to have mites, lots of other things, and poison counters and proliferate, as you can see here. You see here, this is another card from the box from this set, Norn's Chore Master. 2 white and 3 for a 5/4 flying first striker. Not a bad rate, I'm not going to lie. And it says whenever a commander you control enters the battlefield or attacks, you get to proliferate poison counters. Anyway, that's what this whole thing's about. We got Norn's Decree, a white and 2 enchantment. Whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls deal combat damage to you, that opponent gets a poison counter. That is just bonkers. Whenever a player attacks, if one or more players being attacked are poisoned, uh, the attacking player draws a card. So for 3 mana, this is just nuts. There's no way this could ever be in standard. This is almost good enough for the Eternal format. This may be good enough for the Eternal formats. This is just stupid. Um, Also on that note, I gotta say, love the art. Got Veraska, Johnny, Tamio. Pretty cool. And then over here we have Guest Summoning. 2 black and 2 sorcery. Return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Corrupted for each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters. As you cast a spell, put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard on the battlefield under your control. So this is your basic 4 mana reanimate with the ability that if you poisoned everybody else, you get their shit too. Oh, was it past 2 minutes yet? Yeah, past 2 minutes, I can cuss. You get their shit too. Anyway, so this toxic commander deck looks pretty cool, although I can already hear people complaining about it now in the background. Toxic, it's just infect. Yeah, whatever. Play it. So, also we have Phyrexia Outbreak, which is a black and 2 sorcery. Each opponent gets a poison counter, then each creature your opponent's control get -1/-1 in return for each poison counter its controller has. This is just a really easy way to get somebody a poison counter for 3. Not even gonna lie, it comes with a board wipe. What more do you want in life? Contaminated Grafter, green and 4 for a 5/5, trample toxic 1. Don't get much better than that. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to 1 or more players, proliferate. So really it has toxic 2. Um, and corrupt at the beginning of your end step. If an opponent has 3 more poison counters, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand back on the battlefield. Jesus, this thing is nuts. It slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. What doesn't this thing do? Good lord. It says here whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage, you proliferate. It doesn't have to be this one. Wow, this thing is just nuts. Just badonkers. Anyway, Glissa's Retriever, green and 5 for a 6/6 round rate. Haste Toxic 3. Ooh, that's powerful. Can't be blocked by 2 or less. More powerful. Corrupted. When the Retriever dies, exile it. If you do, return X target cards from your graveyard to your hand, where X is the number of opponents who have 3 or more poison counters. Cool special ability. Not real overpowered, but still really cool if you can actually put some toxic counters on people. And since it says 3, right? All you gotta do is hit everybody once with this bad boy. Bam, some for you. Bam, some for you. Then we have Wormquake. Oh, this sounds nice. 2 green and 4. Corrupted. Create a XX green Phyrexian Worm creature token with Trample and Toxic 1, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast the spell. Okay, so it's a 6/6 with Toxic 1. Then for each opponent with 3 or more poison counters, you create another one of those tokens. Oh, and it has Flashback for 10. This is bonkers. Now, granted, I mean, normally it's probably just gonna be a 6/6 for six, um, but it could be more than that, and that's what makes it great. And the fact that it flashes back for 10, that may seem like a lot, and it probably is, especially in Commander. But I mean, come on, if you don't have any cards in hand, something out of the graveyard is just gonna be great. So yeah, I like it. Next group, we have the Glistening Sphere, 3 colorless artifact, enters the battlefield tap. When it enters the battlefield, you proliferate, add 1 mana of any color, it has corrupted, add 3 mana of any color. So this is going to be very expensive. This could go in any deck. Just because it lets you proliferate for 3 plus mana of any color, this is a good rock. And if you are doing poison counters, adding for 3 mana, like, woof. So here we have um, Urtet. Uh, hmm. Yep, so moving on. We have Sun's Glory, white, red, and 3. Let's see here. Flying, lifelink, haste, 3/3 for 5. When it attacks, get experience counter, then create a 2/2 rebel that's tapped and attacking for each experience counter. This is disgusting. So basically, it starts off 5 mana, making a 3/3 and a 2/2, and then it makes a 3/3 and 2/2/2s, and then a 3/3 and then 3/2/2s. And that it's not even taking consideration if it's actually killing your stuff. I mean, that's if you kill everything that swings other than this. That honestly is just disgusting. This is pretty good for red white. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, we have Cleaver Concealment, 2 white and 2 Convoke. I ain't seen that in a while. That's where you can use creatures to cast. It's any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. Wow, that's pretty cool. This is almost a Fairy's Protection. I see a lot of promise in this. Um, any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. Wow, this is something. I mean, it doesn't protect you. You can still get hit or whatever, but it'll protect you from board wipes and other things like that. And especially being white, meaning you have white creatures on the battlefield, this is going to be nuts because you literally can be like, woo, clever concealment. Now I'll use my mana, Wrath of God. Great card. So yeah, so back to this thing. It's Urtet, Remnant of Minmark. It's 3 colorless. Um, Whenever you cast a mirror spell, create a 1/1 colorless mirror creature at the beginning of combat on your turn. Untap each mirror you control. That's disgusting. Um, it has for Wooburg, if you guys don't know what that is, that's white, blue, black, red, green. Dum-dum. Anyway, tap, put 3+1/+1 counters on each mirror you control. Activate only during your turn. This is a commander that people are going to play in mirror decks. Um, yeah, pretty powerful. Seems sweet. I like it. Not gonna lie. So, moving on. Next group we have the Glimmer Lens, white and one. It has 4 mirror damage, means it makes a 2/2 when it comes in. Equipped creature, and this equips to it. The equipped creature, when equipped creature and at least one other creature attack, you draw a card. Eh, takes 2 creatures. Probably not the best thing in the world. Um, Kimba's Banner, a white and 3, has for Mirrodin. Equipped creatures +1/+1 for each other creature control. That seems good. Um, Nothing like Coalition Victory on a stick with legs. Staff of the Storyteller, white and 1, enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Whenever you create one or more creature tokens, put a story counter on the staff. A white tap, remove a story counter from the staff, draw a card. Ooh, that's wow, is that good? That just what white needed, to draw cards because that's in their color wheel. Ugh. Still a great card. Anyway, Gold Warden's Gambit. So 2 red and 6. Sweet Jesus. Affinity for equipment. Okay, that helps. Create 5 2/2 red rebel creature tokens. They gain haste on a turn. Each of those tokens you may attach an equipment you control to it. Alright, so that's definitely a card for an equipment. So now you can make an equipment commander deck. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. That's really neat. So yeah. Alright, moving right along. Next group we have is the Hexplake Wallbreaker. 2 red and 3 has for Mirrodin. You make a 2/2, it gets 2/2, so it's a 4/4 for 5. When it attacks, if it's the first combat main phase, untap each attacking creature. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. That's disgusting. That's amazing for red. Wow, is that good for 5? Roar of Resistance. Red and 1. Creature tokens you control have haste. Whenever one or more creatures attack, you may pay red and colorless. If you do, creatures attacking your opponents or planeswalkers get +2/+0. Not terrible. Uh, Volshock Factory, red and 2 artifact. Add a red, put a charge counter on it for red and 2. You can sacrifice it, make an XX golem with haste, where X is the number of factory counters on it. All right, not the best thing in the world, but hey, can't have it all, right? Still a good red card. We have Chisgori, Forged Tyrant. Oh boy, here we go. So 3 red and 6 for a 5/4 flyer with an affinity for artifacts, which means this thing could cost you 3 red if you're lucky. Flying Haste. Whenever it attacks, exile top 5 cards of your library. You may cast an artifact spell from among them this turn. If you do, it has affinity for artifacts. This is disgusting. So this is going straight, straight into affinity decks that play red, because this thing is 3 red to cast. Like, you could easily make an affinity deck like this. But in the meantime, you can also make an affinity commander deck, which is just as absurd. We have there's an American Urtet. Didn't notice that was in there. Yes, I didn't read through these cards before we got started, guys. I just cut and paste. I want to be surprised just like you. So moving on. Lux Artillery, 4 colorless. Whenever you cast an artifact creature, it gains Sunburst. Oh God, Lord. So if you guys don't know what Sunburst is, it says it enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast it, which can be large. Beginning of your end step, if there are 30 or more counters among artifacts and creatures you control, Lux Artillery does 10 damage to each opponent. Well, that's just a cool bonus because, wow, that's pretty cool. It's only 4 mana delay. Everything has Sunburst. That's going to be pretty fun for Commander. Tangle Weave Armor. 2 green and 2 equipment. Living. Oh, this is a living weapon, not for Meriden. So this comes in as a 0/0 Phyrexian token with this attached to it. And the equipped creature gets +X/+X, where X is the greatest mana value among your commanders. Okay. So, yeah, so if you've got a big honking commander, this is literally a big honker for 4 mana. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, that's just pretty neat. All right, moving right along. Next we have Monumental Corruption. 2 black and 3. Target player draws X cards and loses X life. X is the number of artifacts you control. Oh boy, that seems really good. Synthesis Pod. It has, Phyrexian mana. Look at that. Blue or Phyrexian mana. Means you pay 2 life for 3 colorless. Artifact. Uh, Same on the bottom, so this could be a birthing pod. Tap, exile a spell you control. Target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card with a mana value equal to 1 plus the exile spell value. Exile that card, then that player shuffles. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. Okay, so this is some serious shenanigans here. So, like, you can play this. This is a birthing pod for spells. That's literally what this is. It's a birthing pod for spells. Well, you cast something, and then you can exile it, and then play your opponent's stuff. That is so sick. That's going to be popular. Mirage Mockery. Blue and 2, choose one. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact creature you control. Or create a token that's a copy of target non-artifact creature you control. And it has Entwine where you can do both. That's going to be real popular for 6 mana. Unfortunately, sorcery probably won't be that popular, but still good. I mean, copy anything you want for 3 mana. Why not? Skyhunter Strike Force, white and 2 for a 2/2. Flying has melee. Wow, haven't heard that in a while. So when this creature attacks, it's +1/+1 to end a turn for each opponent you attack this combat. Has Lieutenant as well, as long as you control your commander. Other creatures you control have melee. Wow, that's pretty good for 3. I'm not going to lie. A little something sliding those smaller white wing decks in Commander. They're out there, trust me, I've seen them. Anyway, moving on. That's it. That's all the commander cards. These 2 commander boxes look really strong. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of cool stuff in them. Looks really sweet. So, yeah, tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section. And don't forget, like, subscribe. Links in the description to the eBay store where there's all kinds of sweet cards from Dominator Master I just opened getting put up. Along with my Patreon, my email. And as always, till next time, be kind. And I hope to see you crossing the game table. Maybe slinging some toxic, quote unquote, counters. Later, playa.